What's going on, everybody? Man, I feel kind of bad that I wasn't live Friday, but I think you guys get it. But I also bet that I made you guys just a little bit nervous without the update because Candace had that kidney plucked, and there you go. So let's see. Let's just jump right into that really quick. I'm trying to tweak my microphone here a little bit because I noticed last time I was live, it was kind of was blowing it out. This microphone's kind of cheap, but what can you do? I guess as long as I'm not like really close, I won't blow it out. I'm still learning as I go, you know. So let's see here. So Candace had her surgery Thursday. Everything was fine. The doctor came in. He talked to me. I guess it's just that you get it. He came out and talked to me after the surgery was done, told me how everything went. He said he downplayed it because this is the kind of doctor who always downplays everything. But I guess that's what doctors do. But he told me, he did say something. He's like, yeah, the kidney was fine. The tubing, the ureter, the thing like that. He said the top of it was hard like a piece of wood. And I was like, so maybe that explains lots of the pain, besides the fact that it wasn't working right and all that stuff. So either way, he got all of that stuff out. And so she was supposed to come home. I was thinking she'd come home Friday because they just said overnight stay. But she's having a couple minor issues. Let's see what it is. Shortness of breath, and she's got some pain, obviously, but it's a different kind of pain. So the doctors and everybody, they're just making sure. So she ended up staying the night last night, and they decided to keep her again tonight. So I'm all alone with the kiddos again, which is no big deal. I'm dad. I can handle it. It's all good. But I was talking to Candace because I was thinking, I was like, man, I've not planned. You know how I set up these live streams to try to make it look all professional and play you videos and stuff. Well, I didn't have time to do any of that today or yesterday. That's why I didn't go live yesterday. But you know what? I had to go live because I'm itching. This is what I do. Because technically, I guess I don't dive anymore. I am a talk show host. That is the word out on the internet. People, I don't get it. I don't understand. But I was attacked on Facebook by somebody else. And if you guys are on Facebook, you know exactly who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to name drop right here because I'm not petty. But at the same time, I don't know why other people are attacking me for doing what I enjoy and doing a good thing, because obviously I can't be out diving right now. I can't be out searching for missing people because I have a sick wife I had to take care of. That's what adults do. We take care of our loved ones. We have to take care of our family. That's what we do, you would understand, but I guess from the outside looking in, when you've lived a sheltered life, never really had a job, entitled, been spoon fed everything your whole life, really don't understand what real responsibility is. I get it. It probably just right over the top of the head. But, either way, whatever. We don't really care, because ultimately you guys all understand. I'm doing something good with my platform while I can't leave the house, and I'm getting the word out about missing people. That's what we're doing here. And that's pretty much all there is to it. But, whatever. It's petty. I don't want to let it get to me. I mean, especially when you look at the numbers on how certain platforms are doing and stuff. I really don't think other people should be talking smack about what I'm doing, because I would consider myself successful. But still, either way. So let's see here. There's a few things I want to talk about. One hit a little close to home because I am a Navy veteran, and apparently there was a Navy sailor active duty from Jacksonville, and he flew in to Atlanta Airport. He rented a vehicle. He was caught on camera leaving in this vehicle, and that was it. And he was missing for a few days, and sadly his body was found in a river. It's a long river. It's called the Ocmulgee River. It's South Georgia, South-ish, but it's very long. So I haven't pinpointed exactly where he was found on the river yet, but he was found, and one of the stories said he was found on a boat landing, but then the other stories are just saying the river. So I'm not sure if his body was laying on a boat ramp or if he was floating in the water. But the rental car is missing, last I heard. So that it does make us wonder, is that vehicle out in the water somewhere, or was it stolen and he was dumped at this boat ramp? Because I was thinking at first he was dumped at a boat ramp, which means he was probably robbed, killed. They dumped his body at the boat ramp and they took off in the vehicle. Rental car. I don't know if it has GPS or what do you call it, OnStar or some kind of GPS tracking or something like that. But or for some weird reason, which is this kind of far fetched because he had his life together. Somehow or another, he ended up driving into the river, which I don't know. It's possible, but it's kind of weird. So let me see. We're gonna dive into the details of that story. Also, I remember last time we was talking about the 10 skulls found out in a New Mexico desert, right? And the story said why one of the skulls could be linked to a missing person from that area. And I was just spitting what I was reading on the internet, right? I wasn't, I was just doing what I do. So like it's almost immediately, like the next day, I noticed that the police put out another story or another press release or something like that says that she is not linked to these skulls. And they said, we had no idea that this story would get as much traction as it did. So now they're backtracking, saying, no. None of the bones are of this missing person. We think all these bones were bought online. So we're going to talk about that again because that makes no sense. And then also we have a, let's see, there was a story. I'm sure you guys heard about this one. There's a Gossip Girl actress. She's also in Blue Bloods and stuff like that. She's a TV actress. Well, her family reported her missing, right? And obviously she's a public figure. She's a celebrity, and so it went through the news like wildfire. Well, come to find out, she wasn't missing at all. And now there's all this weird stuff, like going where she went, why she went there. She had her reasons, and now she's getting all pissy about it because people were concerned about her safety. And she's like, I'm not missing, leave me alone, stuff like that. So, I don't know. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then, let's see here. There was a missing Wisconsin man who sadly was found in his vehicle, partially submerged. New Berlin, Wisconsin is where this gentleman was from. And I guess he crashed in Rosemont, Illinois. And honestly, I've even heard, I just read about this like probably an hour ago, and I wanted to share it with you guys because obviously this is kind of what we do. It's water related, vehicle, stuff like that. And then ultimately we're just going to hang out. This is a weekend live stream, kind of just flying by the seat of my pants or off the cuff, liking to hang out and stuff like that. Because that's what us talk show hosts do. And just run with it. So right off the bat, let's see, we dive over here into the chat really quick, see what everybody's talking about. Sorry you're feeling poor. Oh, looks like Simon. What's wrong with Simon? Simon not feeling too hot? Under the weather last 4 days. Man, both of my children, like Gavin, the little son of mine, he was sick for a few days. He's fine now, but sure enough, Fiona, we all know who Fiona is, she caught it. So she's been down since Wednesday, actually. So we had to isolate her, keep her away from Candace so Candace didn't get this bug, which doesn't look like she did, so we're going to go there. But Fiona is still fighting it. And while she doesn't have a fever anymore, she has that lingering cough. And for some reason, out of nowhere, this child come walking out to me. She's like, man, my hands are swollen. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I looked at her hands, and sure enough, her knuckles were a little swollen in her hand, and she started breaking out with hives. And I'm like, what did you get into? And she was like, I don't know. And we, like, literally, it's a big mystery. Like, she didn't eat anything. She didn't go anywhere. She's just out of nowhere. She busted out with these, like it looks like heat rashes, little red rashes all over the place. Nothing crazy. But still, it was bugging her. And I was just like, I don't understand what's wrong with this kid. She didn't eat anything. She's not allergic to anything. It's like, She's not allergic to anything that she would have gotten into. So I was a little nervous there for a second, but we gave her a Zyrtec because she's allergic to Benadryl, and um, she's doing fine. So now she wants pizza. So I think after this live stream, we're going to be ordering us some Domino's, have a little hangout, maybe save some for Mama. And round one. Oh crap. I pressed the button and it took a picture of me. You guys should screen save that. And then, I don't know what you could do with it. Send me a postcard or something. That'd be kind of funny. But, so I wonder, sounds like Fiona has bronchitis. She got something. But it's definitely not poison ivy. She hasn't gone outside. It literally happened today, just in the house. She hasn't moved from her bed. She has a spot on her foot that it looked like a big fat bug bite, but she never said ouch. She never noticed getting bit by anything. And there's not any like fang marks where the inflammation is. It looks like just a big fat ant bite, right? But I went looking around just to make sure there were no hidden spiders or scorpions or something. But even still, you get bit by one of those, it's going to hurt, right? She's going to be like, what the hell? But nothing. I'm thinking some kind of heat rash, maybe. But either way, the Zyrtec help. It's going away. She's good to go. So let's see here. Right off the bat, somebody just dropped 5 gift memberships. How cool is that? Cynthia coming through, hooking people up with a membership. And speaking of memberships, if you guys are supporting me on Rumble, you can always go join the Nug Nation and get exclusive behind-the-scenes stuff, messages that I don't really put out anywhere else, stuff like that. And ultimately, your guys' support financially is what keeps us going, But obviously, if times are tough, I don't want you guys to be spending money on these channels. We will be okay. Just you watching and thumbs ups and hearting and my support and all that stuff, it makes a world of difference. Trust me when I say that. Just these live streams alone, honestly, have been keeping my YouTube channel alive enough to, make enough money. So that combined with Facebook and Nug 2.0 is actually making a little bit of money. So that is still keeping us afloat bills-wise. I'm really glad about the management company that I hooked up with for Facebook, because they have... Even though I'm getting lots of people saying they don't like the arrows, they don't like the circles, they don't understand, but as a whole, it's grew that channel and it has boosted revenue. So that is definitely helping us out. So I'm glad I signed with them, to be honest with you. And Sheila asked how Candace is doing. I just went over that, but to recap, she's fine. She's still in the hospital. She's recovering, but she's recovering a little slower than the doctors would like. So they're keeping her. This will be the second night she's had to stay in the hospital. So I'm pretty dang confident she's coming home tomorrow. I was actually thinking about picking her up and filming everything and then putting a little video out together so I could show you guys on the live stream. She probably hate me though, because she ain't got prettied up. You know how girls are. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. What is your username on Kick? I don't even know. I imagine it's some kind of nug. Let me just look it up really quick. But I don't do anything. I don't know. I don't have any. I'm a nobody on Kick, but I figured why not. The username's Exploring with Nug, no spaces. So that should get you there. And look at that. I'm actually live right now on Kick. How cool is that? And nobody is watching. Actually, I have one viewer, which is me. How cool is that? I don't mind. I don't care. Just throwing the video out there to get more exposure. You never know what might happen. It might just blow up. All right. Let's talk about the Navy sailor, okay? Now, like I said, this hits home to me. I'm a Navy veteran, and this gentleman, he was active duty. He was heading, like the story goes, he came home to Atlanta last week, Thursday, November 7th. He went to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport right here in Atlanta. He rented a Jeep so he could drive back to Jacksonville to get to work the next day. I'm assuming, military work. He never showed up in Florida, and his family has never heard from him again. Now, they have a picture of him leaving the airport in the rented van. So they know he left the airport. He's not sitting there somewhere in a vehicle, passed away. But that's the last visual sighting anybody have of him that they know of. They put the word out on social media, 6 days not knowing, he's missing. Simple as that. So the family had no idea. Monday, 4 days after Devin, he went missing, or left Atlanta, a fisherman in Telfair County, almost 200 miles away, discovered the body of a man on a boat ramp along the Ocmulgee River. So this story says on a boat ramp. So he wasn't floating downriver. So, I mean, right off the bat, what are we thinking here right off the bat? Like, we have a body laying on a boat ramp. I think this story continues saying, like, the GBI investigated, said he had no identification and no signs of trauma to his body, and they had no idea who he was. So they don't have an autopsy yet. At least the story I'm reading, they don't have an autopsy. But so he had no ID. Does that mean he didn't have a wallet or anything? Did somebody steal his wallet before they killed him and then dumped him at this boat ramp and took off in the rented vehicle? Or for some weird reason, he drove into the river, made it back to the boat ramp somehow, swam there, and then passed away. Maybe he was, I don't know. It's a weird mystery right there, big question mark. But like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna know in a few days some more details about this one. But apparently, 2 days later, the GBI called Devin's family. When Devin's father described the tattoos his son had, it was confirmed that the body found along the river was Devin. So it goes on to some personal stuff here. He was a Christian, and the tattoos on both sides of his arms were crosses. So the identification was made like from that, pictures and stuff. And the Jeep has not been found. And let me see here. Devin called Enterprise Rental Car on Saturday morning saying the car was lost. Interesting. So let's see here. So he leaves the airport Thursday night, and Saturday he calls Enterprise saying the car is lost, and then Monday they find his body on a boat ramp 200 miles away, Ocmulgee River. That's weird, right? That sounds a little odd. Why would he call saying the car was lost? Interesting. Kind of now it's kind of sounding a little less like foul play and a little like something else. But I don't know. So obviously this news story, I wonder if there's any other news stories that came out of this gentleman. His name is Devin Jeter. Devinjeter. So you see, the most recent story was 18 hours ago, which is not very recent, but this dang ad blockers. Let me turn this thing off really quick and show you this picture I just found. There we go. Check this out. Come on, where you at? There you go. So this guy right here in the middle, that's Derek, right? And he was an aviation ordnance technician, which is bombs. He was a, let's see here, how do I describe this best? He was in charge of the missiles, ammo, guns that goes on jets. So he was the one who installs and puts on and takes off missiles off of jets, or he would be in charge of like if these things had bullets, he'd be loading the bullets. They pull the safety pins out before jets take off. They put them back in. They're the bomb guys. They do the bomb. They wear red shirts. Many friends that I had were ordnancemen. I was a green shirt. Actually, I was a brown shirt for a long time, which essentially is just, they called them plane captains, but let me switch that back there. Yeah, they called them plane captains. Essentially, we would like tie down the jets. We'd be in charge of the jets, do inspections, stuff like that. But it was not a very well respected job. It was kind of like you do it before you get to actually do your own job. It's messed up. I don't know if my squadron was messed up or not, but it was definitely a starting point, so to speak. But then I got to wear a green shirt because I was a technician. But I worked on hydraulics. So I was very busy because our jets were piles of crap. They were very old, oldest in the military. They're decommissioned now, but yeah. And then I was on the ship and I got to be a white shirt, which essentially is a final checker, which is a lot of responsibility because if the jet takes off and crashes, first person they're looking at is us. It's kind of spooky. But yeah, the red shirts, yeah, they're just as important as the bomb guys. So no idea what happened to this gentleman, and it really does suck. But first thoughts, Adam and myself were thinking, well, I mean, we're in the state of Georgia, I am at least, and we can always, whenever Candace obviously gets a little bit better, we was thinking of going down and seeing if this vehicle somehow made it in the river. Let's see here. So let's go back to the map here, or the screen. Let's pull up the Ocmulgee River. Now here's the thing. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. Is that the one? That's not even the Ocmulgee. Here, no, that's Oconee. Where the heck is it? I think it changed names on me. Go down here to Jacksonville. Go there back up. Zoom in here. Whoop. Okay, there's the Ocmulgee. So you can see like Abbeville or Abbeville? Abbeville. We'll say Abbeville. It's very long, but the story did say, what story did I read? I think it was this one I was on. They said let's go back down here to Telfair County. So let's see where Telfair County is in conjunction with the river. Kind of help. Looks like the river actually runs. That makes sense. I mean, lots of counties do that right on the border. So somewhere in between Lumber City and here, there's a boat ramp. Is where they found his body. So we're narrowing it down, but I currently have no idea. I wonder. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah. I mean, hell, worst case, we'll put it on one side and we'll search the whole thing to the other side. This might take a few days, but worst case scenario, you never know. I don't even know though, would finding that Jeep help in the investigation on what happened to him? It might. There could be evidence inside that could point to total speculation right here, right? But self-harm. Vicky asked about cell phone pings. When was he to return the Jeep? See, I don't know, but it said in the story Saturday he called Enterprise saying it was lost, which I don't understand. It's a weird thing to say. Hey, the car was lost. What does that mean? Was it stolen? Did you wreck it? Is it abandoned somewhere? That's a weird word, lost. The car's lost. Where? Lost in the river? Maybe. I don't know. Well, let me see here. I get those adrenaline issues. What's going on over here? You guys there's a side conversation over here. I want to check stuff out. But, so long story short, wrapping up that one, definitely curious if that Jeep could be out there in the water somewhere. But we'll narrow it down. We'll see if we can figure out what boat ramp that was, and we'll go take a look. If we find that Jeep, we're more than capable of pulling it out of the water ourselves. But since it's probably an active crime scene, the police are going to want to look at it. They will probably tell us no. They'll do it. But even still, at least we can find it for them. You never know. We'll see what happens. So what else did I want to tell you guys about? Because I got these stories pulled up. I don't have any videos to share with you guys. But this girl right here, and I could show you her picture. Big old picture. This is the gossip girl, Chanel Banks. I don't know if you guys have heard of her or not. You probably do if you watch Gossip Girl or even Blue Bloods. But apparently now they're talking about this story. The recent controversy surrounding her reported disappearance, right? So there's another picture of her. Obviously not on TV. But so the story goes like it was like, so the situation began. Banks' family, including her mother and cousin, filed a missing persons report with the LAPD, concerned after not hearing from the actress for several weeks. They reported her absence, leading the police to conduct welfare checks on her apartment. Authorities found the apartment empty. Fears escalated. Despite the scare, Chanel Banks insists there was never a reason for concern. So, I mean, she kind of stirred this all up when she just decided to leave by herself. But I guess the situation is she left due to a bad. That's what it is. She left because of a bad situation. She revealed that she was never actually missing, but rather taking time to remove. Jeez, I can't even talk tonight. To remove herself from what she described as a bad situation. Once again, so she said she's not sure a lot of people can relate to that, and that sounds completely retarded. Sorry, bad word to use, but stupid. Just sounds stupid. Because everybody can relate to what a bad situation is. I don't know. I'm just kind of being a butt. But she was like, she's not sure a lot of people can relate, and what transpired from that is what you are seeing in the media, specifically from the people I've gotten away from. So it kind of sounds like she was trying to get away from her family. But 2 welfare checks were conducted November 7th, 2 more November 8th. She wasn't found in her apartment, and she was officially classified as a missing person in California. So, let's see here. November 10th, her aunt. This is what she was saying. She I guess she talked to True Crime Media or something like that. But November 10th, my aunt and I were able to get into the apartment, and all of her belongings are still there. I take that back. This is not her talking. This is, it might be her family. I guess her mom or something like that. Apparently, she left her dog behind. She never goes anywhere with her dog. She doesn't have her vehicle because it was parked in the garage, and she would never go anywhere without telling her mom. And but apparently Chanel, she said otherwise. She wasn't missing. She told the True Crime News after she was found. I noticed the leash was getting longer, so I took advantage of that, and I kind of made preparations to head out, so to speak. Interesting. She had previously attempted to leave, but each time her mother intervened and prevented her from following through with her plans. Kind of sounds like she's trying to get away from mom, but mom reported her missing. This kind of sounds like a cluster, to say the least, right? Kim Gribble, new here. Thanks for checking me out. Looks like you're on YouTube and Rumble. How cool is that? Much appreciated. I love it when the audience grows. So let's see here. So authorities tracked her down November 13th in Texas, where she confirmed her identity to law enforcement. And the family questioned whether it was actually her, even though she confirmed it with the cops. She presented her license as further proof. Apparently it wasn't enough that the LAPD verified my identity, and it wasn't enough that the Texas law enforcement verified my identity, and it wasn't enough that there was a camera with me speaking on it clear as day saying, please leave me alone. It wasn't enough. Very weird. So she left, and she didn't want to be found. Hold on. Loud ass bikes. Can't wait until I get this place. Get some windows in this place, at least. Ugh. It's painfully slow, this building process. So, I mean, this story goes on and on and on, but long story short, everybody thought she was missing, and come to find out she wasn't. She just wanted to get away from a toxic environment. Something has to do with her family. You know, we've all gone through it, but whatever she's going through, she had to get away from it. So kudos to her. Maybe she should have told somebody. I don't know. I don't really care. Glad she's okay. You know what I mean? But, what's going on over here? You know what? I take that back. I read that wrong. I forgot, Kim Gribble, that Rumble has a chat thing over here, and it shows me everything on YouTube. But, so I'm seeing it twice. So just kidding. Welcome from YouTube. So man. All right, check this out. This is the story. Last time I was live, I talked about this. There's a pile of bones and some skulls found in Jal or Yal. I don't know how to pronounce it. Jal in New Mexico. And the story originally came off as, you know, like they were saying these they don't know. Like at first they was finding bone fragments, and then they started finding some more bones, and then that led them to a place where they found a whole bunch of skulls. They said 10 to 20. They're still saying 10 to 20, which is a big gap, but still count 10, 20, 15. I don't know. But even still, and then they like immediately they started saying that there was a missing person in that area. Her name is Angela McManus, and they thought like maybe these skulls could be linked to her disappearance. And then the story kind of went viral. Lots of news agencies picking this thing up. They were talking about it. I started talking about it. All the social media people started talking about it. I don't think the police actually realized how big this was going to go and how fast. So they like the next day, they immediately come out and they said the discovery of 10 to 20 human skulls is not connected to the 2019 disappearance of Angela from y'all or Jal. So they had questions about a possible connection because of how close her home was to where those remains were found, right? Cecil, the man staying at the property where authorities discovered the remains, is in custody on an unrelated charge, and they haven't charged him in connection to this investigation. So let's just say it out loud. Why are there piles of human bones on this gentleman's property? Why do the police think they were purchased online? And why is Cecil not being charged with, I don't know, having human bones all over his property? I'm not sure how that works. I'd love to know the details on this, but so far, all the stories I'm seeing are saying what I just read you. They're not really giving any more details about this. I don't think they know. Now, were the skulls, did they have like price tags on them or something? How do they know that they're from online? I mean, are they fake? I mean, I'm assuming they're real, but it's just a cluster, man. I mean, if you're going to come out officially and give a press release saying, you know, these skulls could be related to a missing person, give false hope to the family, and then the next day, my bad, just kidding. I mean, I don't know why we said that. We didn't mean it. Or don't come out and say anything. Be like, yeah, we're going to test the bones. We're going to see if we can get some DNA, dental records, something, and then we'll let you guys know. Instead, they're like, no. Backtrack. We didn't mean that. My bad. You know, very professional. What do you guys think? So let me see here. Is this the same story where a guy had them left over from medical research and he dumped them? I have not read that particular part in any of these stories, but I'm not saying it's not. But from what I'm reading, they've found bones on dude's property, and for some reason they keep saying they could have been purchased online. So is Fee Folly? That's my daughter, and she says, I think she's lying. I think she's feeling better, but now she's got this rash that she's got to get over with, and she's got a lagging cough. But I mean, she had like 101 temperature a couple days ago, so I think she's doing better. She's just being Fee, you know, old Fee. Could be worse. You could be throwing up and pooping everywhere. Just saying. Man, my family's having a tough go, right? I think I'm next. I'm overdue. Both the kids got sick. Candace had surgery. Yeah, I think I'm due. Something's. I mean, I think. Isn't that how that works? Like something's coming next. What's gonna happen to me? Am I gonna have an appendix rupture? Am I gonna get the flu? Who knows, man? Let's hope for the best, because if anything, I hardly ever get sick. But when I do, I feel like I am dying. I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way. It's just, it's so bad. I remember a long time ago. You guys ever remember this? When something was so bad, you will never forget it ever, right? Like, it's usually wrapped around pain or suffering, because you just don't forget stuff like that. Well, I remember like the first time I ever met Candace's family from her, I don't know whose side, I forget, but they all live down in Florida. Cool people. First time I ever got to meet them. We're already married and all this stuff. And I started going downhill, and I was like, I ain't feeling too hot. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And then Thanksgiving night is when I pretty much, it was the day before doomsday, so to speak. I mean, my throat just started hurting. I could tell. I was like, this is going to be the worst flu of my life. And so we left Thanksgiving dinner. I'm hoping I didn't get any of them sick. I didn't hear like I did, but um, we go and pick up like all kinds of medicine for me. The next day at the hospital, like Black Friday, I could not get out of bed. Like Candace had to take the kids and go pretty much just go hang out with the family, do stuff. I laid in that bed in the fetal position, ready to die. It was the worst flu I have ever, I can remember going through in so many years. And to this day, besides COVID, um, I think that was actually worse than COVID because I think everybody got COVID. I don't know if you how bad you guys had it or not, but Candace and I both went through it around the same time, and it sucked. It sucked really much bad, and I think Candace actually had surgery and then got COVID, which scared the hell out of me because we all know it hits people differently, but yeah, it was god awful. God, it was god awful. You said hospital and you meant hotel. My bad. Candace, she's watching me. She's my producer. She's watching me from the hospital right now. Yeah, we was at the hotel where we were staying the day after Thanksgiving. So I was laid up in the hotel bed next to death. Like I had a straw in my Dayquil. I was just pounding this stuff, trying to maintain life. It was horrible. Mac Randall never got the COVID, and neither did Sue. I'm surprised. I thought pretty much everybody would go through. Just kind of ran through the whole dang country. But kudos, good for you guys. Yeah, I had it once. I got it. I was full fledged, but like, my body fought it off. I didn't go to the hospital. Didn't have to take any crazy drugs. So yeah, a few days laying in bed, just really, really, really sucking, hating life. Got over it. Candace, she got over it too. We had to get some medicine for it too, but she never went to the hospital for it. It's all good. Sharon also never got it. I guess I was wrong. I guess I was wrong. I guess lots of people never got it. I hope you never do either. I guess I don't know what the hell is going on with that, the big conspiracy with it, but it was a virus. It went through. Hopefully it's gone now. Or it's just one of those things. Just another form of the flu, depending on what you want to believe. We won't talk about that. Sickness is sickness. Who cares? Traveling with special abilities. Got COVID 3 times. Oh, I couldn't imagine. Holy crap, look at you guys never getting COVID. I was wrong. Man, it just keeps coming. Nobody got COVID. I tell you what, drop a number in the chat right now how many times you've had COVID. Start with 0 and go to 3 or however many times. I personally would say once, maybe twice, but the second time was barely sick, right? The first time I felt like I was going to die. The second time I was like, little sniffles. And I actually got that thing. Remember they said you taste something, right? I tasted vinegar for months. It drove me crazy. But I always tasted vinegar. I was like, I hated it. I don't know what the heck. But yeah. So man, look at these zeros, 2s, 1, 0s, 3. Three's a crazy number. That would suck. Lots of zeros. Good. Good job. I don't know how you guys avoided it. That's pretty good. But that's crazy. That's my shirt. I was wondering if anybody was going to notice my shirt. Yes, it is your shirt, loving wife of mine. I sweated out my other shirt I was wearing because I went to do the chicken coop to clean it up and make it look better and less stinky. And it was very hot in that thing. So yeah, I changed, and this is the first shirt I found. You guys want to read it? Check it out. Baking because murder is wrong. I don't bake, but I do wear my wife's clothes. So, hey, I am secure in my sexuality. At least it doesn't say anything too feminine. So, let's see here. One more story I wanted to share with you guys, which essentially is just pretty much a sad story. I feel it's really, I don't know, it just sucks, but I was reading it, and it was a Wisconsin man was found dead Friday afternoon after a crash in Rosemont, Illinois. Benjamin Roberto of New Berlin, Wisconsin, Now, he was reported missing around midnight, and the police department said his last location was Crystal Lake, Illinois, for work. So the police department, they found his Subaru Impreza with the Wisconsin registration around 3:40, overturned and partially submerged in a creek at the bottom of the embankment on a curve of the I-90 eastbound ramp to northbound I-294. So it looks, let's see here. So there's a creek. Piece of crap. Why does it take pictures now? I don't understand that. Like, usually I would press the button and it would just come back on. For somebody that takes pictures, man, it's so professional, right? You guys get like still frames. Laundry piling up. It's actually not, because we got our washer and dryer hooked up here, and it does lots of laundry at once. So laundry's good. Laundry getting put away is not so good, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, so bottom embankment on a curve, 990 eastbound ramp. So it looks like he was He was taking a ramp off I-90 to go northbound on 294. Sounds like he took it too fast, went off the embankment, rolled into a creek, and apparently no one saw that. That sucks. But that's where they found his car, and his body was inside. And accidents under investigation, and that's it. And sure enough, the family is asking for privacy. If you guys are watching this, I'm sorry. I just wanted to share it. But either way, kind of a bummer, to be honest with you. Man, it happens so much if you think about it. People be crashing every day. Seems like there's stories like that. It's crazy. So let's see here. So let's see what's coming up next. All right. So here's what we got going on. Adam's been staying busy. He's up there. He's been doing a few cases, searching. He recently found a Dodge Neon in a quarry. Oops, kicked the camera. And dove on it. He got his drone stuck, and he had to dive down to get it unstuck. But he got the tag off that thing too, and not linked to any missing people and stuff like that. But still, kind of a cool thing there. So he's got that, and we're essentially just kind of waiting. We got to get Candace back on her feet, and then we're right back at it. We got so many cases and ideas that we want to just immediately jump on. So we're trying to pick the best plan. We want to go to North Carolina because there are many missing people. I am on the side of the people, the high number of missing people. That's the side I'm on. The low numbers that you guys are getting, that we're all getting on the news, I am calling bullshiz on that. I don't believe them. I don't know why you would downplay missing people. I don't understand that to save my life. Lots of homeless missing people, lots of undocumented immigrants, so to speak, immigrant camps that were washed away, from what I've heard. There are missing people that were washed away in their homes that haven't been found yet. And from what I'm hearing, the number is still in the hundreds. And there are some people saying thousands. That one's tough, but I firmly believe hundreds of people are still missing. And now this is going to be a very difficult to find anyone. It's been this long now. You're not going to be finding a body, so to speak, right? You're going to be finding parts and bones. But still, that is if a body was washed away and it's in the elements, right? I have heard stories, and I can't confirm these stories or if they've been found. I've heard stories of entire families that were trying to escape the flood in their vehicle, and the car was washed away. The whole family was washed away in vehicles. I don't know if that is accurate, or if it was accurate, have they been found? But the fact that I have a picture that shows the river that's like a foot, maybe 2 feet deep in this one spot, and there is a semi truck that's upside down, completely buried. The only thing you can see is the wheels, like maybe half the wheels. So if an entire semi truck got buried, can you imagine vehicles? How many vehicles are completely buried? How many bodies are completely buried? Chances are never to be seen again. The vehicles might be able to find them as time goes on. Erosion will wear down that loose soil. Vehicles might show up again someday. No idea how and when, but we still want to take a crack at it. There's one spot that we know of. We want to go and do some searching. There's going to be a mess of that we've never seen before if we go up there and search. So diving will be stupid, dangerous, but I think we're still going to do it. And then after that, there's all kinds of cases all around the place. We want to go down to South Georgia. We want to go up to same stomping grounds we always go to up through South Carolina, all that stuff, all the way up there to North Carolina. Missing people everywhere. There's no shortage of it. So by all means, I hope you guys stick around, and we're going to get back on track. By no means have I given up diving, and I am now a talk show host, which is technically it's true, but I'm also going to dive. I'm not going to give up diving. Come on. That's crazy. So for all those people out there that want to talk smack about me and see if they can bring me down, stop being petty. You're better than that. You have better things to do. Maybe figure out better life choices. I don't know. Maybe get some originality behind you. Stop being such a poser. Stop being fake. Stop lying to people. All that stuff. Just be yourself and make videos and have fun. That's all it is to it, really. And if you can't figure it out, I don't know, get a new job. Go fix watches. Who does? Apparently that's what you do. So whatever. Ryan Finds Truth was just in North Carolina. Absolutely. I talked to him. I got his number. Actually, he's one of the guys we're going to be meeting up with someday whenever we get a chance. But other than that, let's do this again. Hopefully we get Candace home tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on one of these platforms when I get her home. And let's hang out again Monday and see if we can bring some more awareness to some of these missing people. And while you guys are at it, before I go, make sure you guys go over to rapidcc.org and check out what our nonprofit is all about. Ultimately, if you want to donate over there, you can. And if not, that's no big deal. No big deal. Other than that, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's time for pizza with the kiddos. So I'll see you guys Monday.